Would you enjoy working with mechanized and automated systems? Do you have strong communication and listening skills? Are you focused and self-motivated? Do you have the ability to work independently? If you have said yes to these questions, the occupation of a miller might be the one for you. Seeds and grain crops that are cultivated primarily for their starchy seeds are processed to prepare them for human and animal consumption, as well as for use in the industry. Examples of such crops are wheat, maize, oats, sorghum, and some of the millet seeds. The miller is the person who operates the machines and equipment used to grind wheat and other grains into flour, porridge, other related products, or animal feed. Millers may work for large commercial flour mills or for small artisanal mills. In large commercial mills, the milling process is highly automated, and the miller is responsible for operating and monitoring the computerized control systems of the milling equipment. Before startup, the millers read the work orders to determine the production specifications and mix formulas to be produced. They start automatic cleaning machines that blow and sift foreign particles such as twigs, dirt, and stones from the grain and conveys clean grain to storage tanks for further processing. After cleaning, the grain is conditioned and prepared for milling. During the milling process, the grain is crushed by special rollers. The milled grain then passes through a series of special sieves that separate the crushed grain into different components. It is then sent onto storage tanks for further processing or packing. During processing, the miller adjusts the flow of grain through the equipment by checking flow meters. They regulate the cleaning and conditioning process by monitoring gauges and thermostats. They adjust equipment by opening and closing valves and operating pumps to drain or receive grain, flour, and related materials. At specified points in the process, they draw samples for laboratory analysis to check quality. Based on these results, adjustments to the equipment might be made. The miller supervises the packing operation of the milled grain. During the milling process, the miller records data such as batch number and processing time, as well as any other required information. There are strict quality and food safety standards that the miller must adhere to at the grain mill. Health and safety standards and procedures are also critical, especially as grain or flour dust is highly combustible. A spark from the milling equipment can ignite the dust and cause an explosion. Millers start their careers by working in the different areas of the flour mill. This includes the grain intake area, the cleaning section, the flour mill, and the laboratory. They usually have 4 years' experience in the milling industry before being trained for this occupation. Training will involve completing an occupational certificate as a miller. After gaining further experience through the training period, trainee millers progress to the position of assistant miller before reaching the position of miller. With extensive experience, a miller may progress to head miller or to an operations management position at the grain depot.